Yay Media Group.
That's a reality TV star. Just because you had a little stint on a reality TV show, that's minor league baseball.
Right.
That in my mind.
That's a good like example, analogy. Hey guys, episode 249. If you were listening to our last episode, we were doing Q&A questions. Jeff and I are on vacation, so we are doing these questions right now, and Jeff got me a Truly.
Yeah, she talked me into what I wanted to save my first sip till like I was at the airport.
The airport? No.
And like I still got to work tomorrow, but I caved because I'm a good husband.
One is not going to be bad.
No, I got to pack still, but we're done with kind of all of our work. I got to work tomorrow, which I know you guys are getting this on Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Friday. I'm very excited though. Pauly Shore is going to be on our show tomorrow.
Oh, I forgot about that. I loved Pauly Shore in like the 90s, Son-in-Law. That was like my favorite movie.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And the young kids in our office like don't really know who he is.
What?
And I know it's everyone's like, Pauly Shore. That's where I'm at now, by the way. Like my show's like a lifestyle show. Celebrities don't come on. And we get comedians once in a while because of Comedy Works. And they'll pop in once in a while just to promote that they're on there. But I like those. I don't know. I like when people come in, you get to meet them and get their personalities a little bit. So it'll be fun.
Is he going to be at the Comedy Store
He'll be
here?
at the Comedy Works, yeah.
Okay. Is it like a sold out show, or no?
I don't know if it's sold out, but
I would totally
Comedy
go
Works
to that.
is like one of the better comedy clubs in the country.
Is it?
Yeah. The comedians really love coming to Comedy Works, and it's a great comedy crowd here.
If we weren't going out of town, I would totally go to the show.
Yeah.
I think he's funny.
I think so too. So I'm excited. So I'm just going to
Didn't he host on MTV?
Yeah.
Something back in the
Dude, he was
day?
like the biggest star of the 90s.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally remember that.
All right. Well,
My dad
cheers
thought it was
to
fun. Yeah,
cheers
cheers
to
to
vacation.
starting vacay. Well, actually, we're on vacay.
Not yet. But
Well,
it'll make
when you guys
it'll
hear
make
this.
packing more enjoyable.
When we get back, Jeff, it's your birthday. And so I was going to have my friend, I was going to leave your present here and hide it and then have my friend get it and have it set out for you when we got home. But then I was like, that's too much work. So today you came home from work, but the reason I'm sharing this is because it makes me laugh. What is the name of the tequila this bottle that I got you? What is the name of it?
Casa Azul. The tequila.
Okay. It's like a tall, I don't know. It's an expensive bottle of tequila.
It's the one, it looks ceramic. It's white with the blue. And then the top, you go ding. And it rings like if you have a ring on.
But the reason I'm sharing this is we have one that like an empty one that Jeff saved, and he poured cheap tequila in the empty one. So whenever someone new comes over that doesn't know, Jeff's always like, oh, would you like some of the tequila? And we'll pour them a shot, and they think they're drinking.
No, I don't. I tell them.
You tell them after.
My neighbors all know because I'm like,
a joke.
I go and get Kirkland tequila, and I pour it in that Casa Azul bottle. And I always do. I tell my neighbors, they know it's not real. But I'm like, so when the weekend kicks off or like we're having fun, I'm like, you guys want some of the good stuff for all my friends? And then I pour drinks. So every single time we do a shot, I always crack that joke.
It's a joke. So in Jeff's birthday card, I wrote him and said, now you don't have to pour your fake shots and you can save that for somebody else. But now you can save that for special occasions.
But when somebody comes in, even my neighbor's like, hey, Jeff, Tommy wants a shot. Get him the good stuff. I'm like, oh, you want the good stuff?
Yeah.
And then their faces like light up. I'm like, whoa, you're really giving me one of those? I'm like, no, it's just Costco stuff.
Yeah. Because we had somebody over at our house and Jeff did that too. And it just made me laugh. I looked at my neighbor and we both, because I was like, oh, that guy thinks he's getting expensive tequila. It's not as expensive as I thought it was.
No, you know, we have one upstairs. That's real. I just never touched it.
Upstairs?
Yeah. Mark got me one, I think, last year for my birthday, our neighbor.
Oh,
somebody got it for me.
Well, then I wouldn't have got it if I would have known. Well, now you got two.
I think I got makeup in my eye.
But I don't know why. I thought it was like $300 for a bottle.
Maybe the giant one.
They have it in the back. Like when I went to the liquor store, the guy's like, I got to go in the back and get it for you. I was like, oh,
all right.
okay.
Anyways, enough about that. Let's fire some questions out.
Okay, so how we ended part 1 was talking Big Brother.
Oh, real fast. You know what I want to say? Because sometimes I get makeup in my eye from being at work all day, and I got home and we had stuff to do. If you're in the Colorado area, I got to say this because I just did a shoot there.
Oh, do it.
We went up to if you're in the Colorado area, check out Idaho Springs. They have a new gondola there. It's called the Mighty Argo. So cool. You get a view of all the mountains and stuff. If you like extreme bike riding, they have that. But we did a shoot up there. There's like a little amphitheater up there. There's a couple bars. They're wrapping up, but everything's open now. And we did a shoot up there. So I was working all day. That's why I didn't have time to take up my makeup.
Your makeup.
But yeah, it's very cool. If you're in the Colorado area or you come visit and you go do like Red Rocks, I suggest it's the first mountain town you hit, half hour outside Denver. It's definitely worth the trip. Anyways, go for it.
Okay, so sorry, I did like a screen recording of this and I was just looking at it. I was like, okay, this is too confusing. So one of the Big Brother questions somebody asked is, do you think Big Brother has gone downhill because they don't really watch Big Brother anymore because they think it has? My answer to that is, I stopped watching for a while, like a couple years, and I didn't watch it. I think it's more so the times and how things have changed. I don't mean production going downhill. I think it's the way people are casted now, and people are scared to be their true selves because you get canceled or you. I just feel like when we were on, it was way different, and I think it's just how they cast people now. People are very offended easily. I think people are scared to do certain things because they're scared of how they're going to look on the outside world. And that's why they don't do things. Like when we were on, I wasn't thinking that really at all.
No.
We just like went for it.
Well, when we were on Big Brother, I was just like, I don't want to embarrass my parents. You know, that was my biggest thing. Like,
only thing I wouldn't have done
I didn't
was
think
sex.
about anybody else. I was like, don't embarrass your parents.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I was thinking. And then, you know, it was a crazier time. I definitely think people are a little more reserved.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't see the true reality of it. And just the audience is very hypersensitive about everything. And the Big Brother audience can be very aggressive.
Big
you know?
Brother audience is like, I'm not talking about you guys because y'all are cool, but
you're a good slice of the pie.
Yeah. The Big Brother audience, some of the people, like their internet people, are brutal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're on the computer for like 12 hours a day, watching people sitting in a house, you know, that's to each their own. But like, I think there's something else going on, you know, and I think you get a little more aggressive on the keyboard because that's your whole world, you know, when you're busy, you know, not just saying about the Big Brother, when you're busy and you have other problems or you're like, oh man, I got to work out or I got to get this done or I got to take the kids to practice or I want to take them fishing and spend some quality time. You're not so bogged down with every single opinion going around the internet. You know, you're like, I'm busy with my own life. I don't really have an opinion about that. So these kids are whoever, and that's another thing. We're aged out of Big Brother now. So that might just be how kids are now, but we weren't like that. Each generation is different, you know, like our parents talk about our grandparents and then we talk about our parents. And now we're at the age where I'm like, beef jerky costs $25. You know, I'm complaining about this. So we're that older generation now.
That's true.
You know, so generations change. It's not so much all the other stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, we're back on the train though. Because it does bring back a lot of memories. You know, we did stop watching for a little bit, but we enjoy watching with you guys and doing those live episodes. And our kids are into it because they're like, you guys met on Big Brother. They're like, you were in that house. And then they like last year, they fell in love with Keanu. You know, they just picked their favorite. So this year they're like, oh, I can't wait till Big Brother starts. And that's what's cool about Big Brother. There's something for everybody on that show. No matter what walk of life you are, everybody has their favorites and everybody has people that they love to hate. Right. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Did you guys realize you love each other in the BB house or was it after BB? I don't think we loved each other in the Big Brother house. We liked each other. We flirted.
We're smitten.
We weren't in love.
I don't think we were in love. I
We
don't think
didn't
we
know
knew.
because I was like, I like this guy, but I don't know how he is on the outside world.
Yes.
Like that was my thing. And I was like, what if I've said this before. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I was always like, what if he had a girlfriend or had a have a girlfriend, but didn't tell me. Like, it was like little things like that. Like, what if there was a girl back home that he really liked, and when he got off the show, he wanted to go back to? So I was more standoffish. I felt like outside of the house. Cause I was trying to protect myself because I dated a guy before Jeff that broke my heart, and I didn't want to fall in that same thing. So I was a little more guarded after the house, you were like my buddy. And when we went out of the house, it was like, I liked you, but you were my friend.
But you know what it was? Maybe I'll explain it better.
It's summertime and we are heading on a trip, and we are taking our AG1 with us.
That's right. We're bringing our travel packets. I bring them everywhere. I was just at work the other day. One of the sales guy goes, I'm feeling run down. And I legit, this is a true story. And I go, did you ever try AG1? And he goes, no, what's AG1? And I go, listen, I swear by it. Me and my wife take it every day. I had my travel packs in my desk at work. And I go, hey, buddy, take one of these. Let me know how you feel, you know? And he's like, thank you so much. I'm like, they come in all the flavors, berry, citrus, tropical, whatever you want. If you like that, or if you don't like that flavor, they have flavored ones. I'm like, put some drops of D3K2 in there. And he's like, wow, you're like a doctor. I'm like, I'm not a doctor, man. I'm like, I just take my AG1. I swear by it. And he's like, thank you so much. So if you think we just talk about this on our podcast, it happens in our daily life too.
Well, when you believe in something and you really like it, you try to get everybody on board. And we try to get everybody on the AG1 train. It's great to incorporate in your daily life. It's easy. Do it every morning when you wake up. Take it with you if you're on the go, or not. Take it like a quick shot, morning shot.
That's what I do.
And go and run out the door. And then you get your vitamins. You're energized. You feel good. It's good for your gut health.
Yeah. And I mean, everyone's going to be out and about. Summertime's here, chasing their kids around. It's hot outside. And it's so important that you get all your vitamins. And I love AG1 because they're always trying to improve their formula. It's already good, but they're still working on formula that's better. And that's why we swear by our AG1.
Visit drinkag1.com/togetherness to get a free morning person hat and a free AG1 flavor sampler in your welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription, an $82 value. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness.
You'll thank us later. When you're in Big Brother I know it's only 3 months, but that's a long time for like your psyche to adjust. And that really becomes your world. So in that world, me and Jordan were super tight. We had each other's backs. You know, we were definitely smitten with each other, but it's not real life. And then the second you get out, it's kind of like culture shock.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a second. We live in different parts of the country. Is this going to work? I want to make it work, but real life is happening now. And I think we were fortunate enough to have opportunities past Big Brother that brought us together a lot.
Yes.
You know, had it not been for those opportunities on our own dime, flying back and forth, who knows how things would have worked out. But
and my dad's girlfriend, she got me a lot of buddy passes.
Yeah. So we had a lot of help.
And the flights were only an hour and 50 minutes away. If you lived in like California, it would have never worked out because I would have never gone.
But I think we both wanted it bad enough that we made it work.
Yes, we definitely, that's another thing. You have to both want it. And this is something we've said before. If we went a month without seeing each other, it got pretty rocky. And then it was almost like I felt like we were super distant. And then as soon as we were back together, it was fine.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we really did have to, and my managers at the hair salon where I worked at the time, because after Big Brother, I went straight back to the hair salon and was working. They were so good to me about having off whenever I needed to have off. And then I don't even know what you were doing. Did you even work when you went back?
Yeah.
You went back and worked with Dave after?
I did.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that's the best thing when you get off of a reality show and you get all this attention at first. And if you go straight back to the job you left, because
it keeps your feet on the ground.
It keeps you grounded.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
keeps you humbled, because you get just a tiny feeling, a little piece of what it feels like, a 15 minutes of fame, and what it feels like for probably like real celebrities. And just for that little short minute. And then when a new season comes, nobody cares about you anymore. You're done. And it was definitely very interesting, because I remember being like, I don't know if I could be famous.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a gift. It's a gift and a curse, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what it's like to be famous, but we know what it's like to taste that 15 minutes, you know? And it's like, it is a gift and a curse, right? Because it almost is addicting in some way. And you see people, I mean, look at Instagram. People are chasing that for anything. Some people just want attention, good or bad. They'll take it. Like, just give it to me because I need that attention.
But I don't like that. And I feel bad for people like that.
When you see people like, I mean, people know, you'll probably get people in your head while we're talking. But when you see people just trying to grasp at straws and hang on to that 15 minutes, that it's not a good look.
No,
it's not a good look.
No,
you know,
but I think
as we're doing our podcasts and our Amazon lives and stuff.
But I think if you have good friends and you have a good family and you got a good foundation, you'll be fine. But I think it's the people that crave the attention are the people more lonely. And that's why they keep craving they would do anything just to be on, they would sell their soul just to be on television. Because if you're on, people assume because it's television, you're going to make a lot of money. And that's not necessarily the case now.
It's even more so now.
But if you're on a hit show, and you got in before all this chaos with television now and streaming, you probably do well.
Yeah, but you got to look at the odds. Okay. How many, it's just like making it to the major leagues in baseball or any professional sport. To be on Jersey Shore is making it to the big leagues.
Yeah.
You know, to be on a Vanderpump Rules, those things, Southern Charm, whatever show that went on for a decade or more.
Right.
Though that's the major leagues.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
When you're on the show for a summer or you have one little stint or something, that doesn't make you a reality TV star. I was talking about the other day.
You're talking about meaning like Survivor, Big Brother, like shows like this.
Yeah, if you're on one stint of the show, everyone's like, oh, that's a reality TV star. Oh,
it's not.
Listen, we've been on a bunch of reality shows. I do not consider us reality TV stars. I really, truly don't.
No, we're not.
I consider Mike the Situation a reality star.
Because a reality star is somebody that everybody knows.
Right. Those like Tom and Toms or whatever, you know, like those guys are in it for the long haul. They're going to be on every single show, you know, those guys. So like, that's a reality TV star. Just because you had a little stint on a reality TV show, that's minor league baseball.
Right.
That in my mind.
That's a good like example, analogy.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I like to put things
really
in analogy. I was lucky enough too to be in the television industry, even though I wasn't. Big Brother was definitely my springboard, but to have some experiences in it before I started, you know, because I did love the production side of things and putting things together and creating your own stuff. So I had that already to keep one foot on the ground. I'll be honest, when Big Brother did happen, I wasn't expecting the outcome that I had, which was overwhelming. You know, the audience was so great. So we were very lucky in that aspect. But all that stuff and my friends and family definitely kept my feet on the ground. Because there was times where I was starting to float away. My friends were like, what do you think you're doing, Hollywood?
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I remember somebody came up to me. I was at the salon working and they're like, you're not retired? I was like, I mean, it was like a good amount to get you going, to get you started. But I was like, that's not retirement money. It's what you do with the money after. And I am pretty proud of myself for being a 22-year-old and what I did with the money. I've done very well.
Because you had 3 jobs before you got on the show.
Yeah.
So that helped you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But I
Had
mean,
you been looking in the mirror and doing Instagrams the whole time, and then you get lucky enough to get on a show, it's easy to float away and think that's the rest of your life.
but I think
But
people
you're 22.
think because they're on television, they're like, I'm too good to go back to a regular job.
Yeah.
And that was somebody I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be that person to be like, well, I'm too good to work. That's why I went straight back to work. I was like, I have to like get back in there and two, it makes you want to try harder because when you're dealing with everyday people, you're like, oh my God, this other side is way better because people are actually way nicer to you because you're doing things for them and like doing appearances and things. And then you go back to being.
That goes away fast.
It does.
Yeah, it goes away fast, But yeah.
Another question somebody asked is, do we still talk to anybody from Big Brother? I don't really talk to anybody, I don't think. Not because I don't like anybody, but you text message with Adam with Cruddy.
Yeah, we've talked about this. Adam, Jesse, I'm super happy for Jesse. He was on our season.
He's on Gladiator
He's
right
on
now.
Gladiators. I cheer, even the people that I interviewed, Fessy's on there. I cheer.
He is?
He's an American Gladiator.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I thought he was like the challenge.
He was, but now he was a gladiator.
Good for him.
Yeah, I truly cheer for people that I know from that show. I know that's not the case with myself. I know a lot of people hope that I fail. That's unfortunate. But I truly, unless you give me a reason not to like you, I truly cheer for people that were on that show because I like to see people make it. Now, if you did something to disrespect me or you don't have my respect, it's the exact opposite. And that's not just people that are on Big Brother. That's in my life. If you don't respect who I am as a person or pull your weight in whatever relationship we have, then I don't respect you as a person and you could do what you want because you don't want the best for me. So why am I putting my energy in wanting the best for you?
Right.
But if I met you in passing and now you blew up, I'm so happy for you. Like Theo, he was not Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
When we met him, he was out there hustling and going and
he was
going to clubs and he'd meet him in passing and see him here and there. And he blew up. He's so big. I haven't even talked to that guy in years, but I'm so happy for his success.
Well, he's on a different level.
But I'm so happy that I saw him put in that work, I cheer for people in this industry because it's so hard and you need positivity.
You do.
Because when you cheer for people, just like I like to pull people up, you never know who's going to pull you up. But if there's someone hanging on your leg that's bringing you down and then they ask you for something, listen, I like to be a big heart, but I'll also step on your head too,
Yeah.
Is that too hard?
People don't like you when you're doing well, people get jealous.
That's just the Hollywood mentality. Even when I was young there, people were like, you're struggling. I'm a waiter. Nobody like, outside having a cigarette, man, this is a tough industry. Then you get a commercial and everyone's like, hey buddy, I booked a commercial. And everyone's like kind of turning their back on you. They're like, the jealousy kicks in. You're like, what the fuck?
Those aren't the people you want to be around.
We were just like hanging out for a couple of weeks, talking about dreams. And I finally got a commercial. It's not like I don't know. It's just, I noticed that even when I was young,
if somebody makes it, I'm the same. Like I get excited for them and then it makes me want to do better.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
Yeah. My mom always taught me that at a young age, like never be jealous of somebody because that's a curse.
Yeah. But
okay.
I still got that dark angel on my shoulder.
This is kind of one that we always get, and then I'm going to switch off the Big Brother. Would you ever go back on Big Brother? Are you going to do another thing is a rewatch? So rewatch, yes, we're planning on doing. No, we're too old for Big Brother. I have no desire to go back into Big Brother house.
Not Big Brother, but I think I'm at a point now where I'm down for another adventure.
Okay, it's officially summer and we are always on a strict routine and right now, our routine is just going to be blown up.
That's right. But Hungry Root is going to make it easier for all of us. I'm at work all day. Jordan's going to be chasing around the kids all day. Nobody has time to run to the grocery store. Although I love to cook, but I like to cook certain items because I love a high protein diet. That's what I'm on right now.
That's what I was going to say. I love high protein. I love that you can meal prep during the week, and it helps you stay on track to meet your health goals that you're trying to stick to.
And what I love about Hungry Root is they have over 50,000 chef crafted recipes. And when you go onto their website, it kind of learns what you like and it curates to your own algorithm in a positive way. And it gives you foods that you like that you maybe never tried before.
And we try to have them eat a little bit healthier. And that's why Hungry Root is so great too, because we can stick with that with our kids without them eating fast food all the time, because we have that meal prep during the week and it's delivered fresh to your door.
Like Jordan said, we're trying to feed our kids better, and Hungry Root holds all of its food to higher standards. They screen out over 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. We want to keep those out of our kids' bodies.
Hungry Root plans your meals for the week, filling your cart and delivering everything you need right to your door. Eat healthy every day. Hungry Root takes into account your health goals, dietary preferences, and budget to create a custom delivery for you each week. And Hungry Root learns your taste and dietary needs over time and tailors your deliveries accordingly. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/togetherness and use code Togethermess. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness, code Togethermess to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness.
You know,
yes.
I find myself, like, a lot of people ask me, you know, like, oh, like, I don't like heights. This is a perfect example. I don't like heights, so I don't want to do things that involve heights. And everyone's like, well, you've been skydiving and bungee jumping and you jump all this crazy stuff. I'm like, I did all that stuff for shows. You know, like, I wouldn't do that just to get an adrenaline boost. I did that for a TV show to be entertaining. And when would I get the opportunity to do something like that? Like bungee jump in Africa or skydive in London. So I'm up for another adventure. I think it would push me a little bit, like, to, all right, let's make some more memories, you know? So I'd be down for making more memories. Big Brother was amazing, but I don't think we could be away from our kids for 3 months, but definitely another adventure that's a little less than that.
Well, less time.
Would you be down for something like that?
Oh yeah. I don't know what it would be, but something that was like
the right opportunity.
Yeah, right opportunity. Something that was easy, like 20 days, something like that.
Yeah, not mud wrestling in a pit with 20-year-olds or whatever it is.
Oh.
I'm just thinking about the challenge or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, no. And like fighting with people. I don't want to fight with people.
No.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem fun to me. And okay, wait. Best worst memory from Amazing Race or Big Brother? Amazing Race would probably be us getting in a cab in Germany and it taking us the wrong way, because that led to us getting eliminated. So, but there was nothing bad that happened that was like so terrible on the Amazing Race. And then for Big Brother, worst memory, I don't really have any bad memories. Maybe on season 13, maybe not like talking to Portia more, because if maybe I would have been nicer, maybe I wouldn't have got eliminated. But that's the only thing. But you know what? Everything's meant to be. You can't win. You can't win it all.
I got some things I want to say, but I'll keep them in my pocket.
Okay, Jeff's going to keep them in his pocket, and we are going to continue on. What is your way of disciplining your children? So disciplining our children, spanking does not do anything. Yelling does not do anything. I think for more of us, it's more so talking to them and then I send them up to their room. That's kind of like what I do, but I feel like not much help.
Them?
Yeah. I talk to my kids like adults.
Yeah, we do. We kind of, which I don't know if that's the best way, but is there a right way? You know what I mean? Everybody has their own thing. It's tough. That's the hardest part. I think even, you can't control little kids' tempers, and I get, I had my own temper. So I think even when they get like that is teaching them respect in that moment, Like, I understand you're upset. I get it. We talk to them like, you can't talk to us like that, or you can't talk to people like that. Don't take it out on anyone else. I think respect is our biggest thing. That's not a discipline, but I think respect is our biggest thing. We do let certain things slide, but that's the one thing I think we're pretty much in agreement on.
I agree.
Yeah.
And okay, what names for a girl did you like? If we had a girl, it was going to be Sailor. I don't think there was any other names that I really wanted. I like Sailor and Sloan.
Sailor's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Sailor.
The old Sailor you.
Let's see. Hang on. Help us pick a 25th wedding anniversary trip. Where should we go? I think you should go on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise to Greece, Turkey, and Spain. Or you can go Greece, Turkey, and Italy. That's what we did. But you can do Greece, Turkey, and Spain and go on Celebrity Cruise. This is not an ad or pushing anything. Jeff and I did that. We had the best trip. We flew into Rome, and that's where we caught our boat. And you will not regret that trip. I didn't think I could do 2 weeks on a cruise ship, and Jeff and I were having the best time.
That was one of the best trips I ever had in my life.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the people that worked on Celebrity were amazing.
I tell people outside this podcast, pretty much the way we talk on this podcast, I talk outside the podcast. And everyone's like, would you go on a cruise? I'm like, dude, I just went on a cruise. It's the best. Everyone's like, I don't know about a cruise ship. I don't have anything to compare it to because the last time I was on a cruise was when I was like 5. So I don't fully remember. Mm-hmm. But where I'm at in life right now, to see all that stuff, I love being on the water, first of all. I love the ocean. And like the guy said, we kind of stole this from another guy on the cruise. You don't have to unpack. If you're traveling Europe, which I love to do, we're getting a little bit older, we could still do it, but you're packing, you're unpacking, you're going to the next place, you're packing, you're unpacking, you're going to the next place. To get off a ship and just have everything right there, go see Pompeii for the whole day, go see Vatican City and Rome and the Colosseum for the whole day, go see all the sites. And there's so much to see. You could go back on the same cruise and do it again. But that was it really was one of the best trips of my whole life.
And another thing, get the drink package, because if you do not get the drink package, it's going to be extremely expensive. The drink package will cover your coffee, your alcohol, everything.
And if you go to a theme park, get a fast pass. That's my advice. You know what's funny? There's this old saying, I don't know, this was like a Hollywood saying. I forgot. It's some famous actress, maybe Audrey Hepburn. I'm getting it wrong, but you could Google it. But if you lived in Los Angeles or the Hollywood area specifically, like Sunset Boulevard, it's super packed because there's so many tourists in Hollywood Boulevard. And there's a street right below that called Fountain.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Fountain? And I would tell you to take Fountain all the time because that's what like local people take to get back and forth, and everyone else takes like the scenic route.
Yep.
So one of the famous actresses back in the day, she was like on a talk show, and they're like, do you have any advice for like young actors moving to Hollywood? And she's like, yeah, I got one. Take Fountain.
Oh, that's
because you're running around the city on auditions and stuff like that. I just thought like, that's really a great piece of advice.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And then other person wrote, I know you guys sleep in separate rooms. Has it hurt your sex life by being in separate rooms? No. You know what?
It helps our sleep life. No, you know what is
people think of it as sleeping in separate rooms as something bad. Like when I tell people that you and I sleep in separate rooms, it's almost like they pause, like, oh. And then I always tell everybody, I'm like, we have a wonderful marriage and we sleep in separate rooms. People don't understand.
So when you go to sleep, okay, say we usually go to sleep around 10:30, something like that, maybe earlier sometimes. We're still in the room watching our movie, still doing our thing, still watching our show, still talking, still, But then when you shut the lights off and go to sleep, where does it matter if someone's next to you or not next to you? And then, like I said, I get up way earlier than everybody else and I go to work. So it just makes sense for us.
I'm very crabby if I don't get my sleep. We just don't sleep good together. And really, to be honest, when we lived together in that apartment in Santa Monica, a lot of times you slept on the couch because you were a night owl.
Yeah.
And I like going to bed early. And I would go to bed early and you would stay up late watching shows.
Yeah.
And you would fall asleep on the couch a lot and I would be in the bed sleeping.
And I like to watch TV to put me to sleep. Like we're not like good night, like a couple and we shut the TV off and click our night light and we just lay on our backs and fall asleep. I got to watch something and totally fall asleep and I'll wake up and I'm like the easiest sleeper. And then when I'm like asleep, I'll grab the remote and just shut it off and then I'm out, you know?
And then I find
and Jordan doesn't like the TV on.
No.
And then I feel bad.
I'll read a book and I get sleepy.
Yeah, I'm still weird like that.
But
I don't know. I've always been like that.
It's kind of weird. We have sex more now, I feel like, than we ever have. Maybe it's our kids' age. I don't know why. What is that? I don't know what the reasoning is.
So we're good. We're good in that department.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt our sex life. The sex thing threw me off. Where is...
You still think like when our parents are listening to this and stuff, you're like,
I don't even care.
Hey,
my dad knows. I tell my dad stuff and he's like, dude, I did not need to hear that.
No
he's
matter
like,
what age you get though, no matter what age you are, you always think like, hey, my parents are listening.
Yeah. Your parents still have sex too.
Well, they don't.
Well, you know what I meant.
I know.
Do you still have a number for Togethermess? So we do. We just haven't checked them in a while because after a while, it was just kind of, I don't know. Some of them were old. It was like we were in January and we had voicemails from Thanksgiving. But you can still call in if you want.
Do we have the number?
I don't have the number. I don't know it by heart. But what's your Starbucks order? Mine is a vanilla latte. A grande iced vanilla latte. I drink those pretty much every day. And I was doing the sugar-free, like the non-fat. And it hurts my stomach so bad. Oh, wait. The hotline it erased. The Togethermess hotline 720-722-1082. Whatever you want to call in, gripe about, talk about, share any gossip, we're in.
All right, end on a good one here.
Would you ever consider having Jeff's brother on? Would love to hear his dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've asked Jeff's dad to come on, but my dad and Peyton are the opposite of Jeff's dad, and your dad said no. So I have asked Jeff's dad to come on, but he said no. Your dad's like my mom. I've asked my mom to come on, and my mom's like, no way. Not a question. Oh my God, this is about discharge. We're not going to bring up the discharge.
This is so random about what so many people have asked about that.
About the discharge?
Yeah.
Yeah, women get discharged.
I get it. I understand it. But I just...
you know what? There's funny. A lot of people are like, I can't believe you guys are married and Jeff knows very little about a woman's anatomy, body, about things. And I was like, I guess
what are you talking about? I thought
maybe we don't talk. I mean, I don't say like, oh, look at my panties.
Morning, Jeff. I have some discharge. Thanks. What are you talking about? When would you say that?
I don't know. We don't talk about it.
Hey, love, I just shit my pants last night. How was your night?
Yeah. Hey.
I knew where you go with that.
Okay, so, and then somebody, well,
all right, we're crashing and burning. There's about 6 people left listening, so wrap it up.
I know, I'm trying to.
We still got a pack. Now I've broken that is truly, then maybe I want another one.
What is the spicy show Jordan watches that Jeff is always talking about?
That guy with in the shower. Is that the one?
Oh, Sex Life. That's Sex Life, guys. Okay, we'll end on this. What are you two like at home when it's just you? Do you talk? Do you get along? Do you do your own thing? I think we do a little bit of all of that.
Yeah.
When we're here by ourselves, normally Jeff gets home from work. He's either cooking or I have food for us. Then you get whatever you need to do done if you have work to do. I'm normally got the boys, and then if it's later, the boys are upstairs showering. Me and you sit down and we watch something. Unless there's sports on, then I go upstairs and I ignore you and I go do my own thing.
And I'll stay down here with Lawson.
And then sometimes we have a lot to talk about, but we talk 20 times a day. And then other times, because we talk so much during the day, we don't really have much to talk about. So we don't really talk.
Yeah. But I think we're best friends at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah. I know when he's annoyed and I know when to stay away. You know when to stay away from me. And that's it.
It's right. That's right.
But no, it's all healthy. It's all good. I think it's just communicating, you know?
That's right, love. All right, we're gonna wrap this up because it went kind of downhill. How's that?
Sorry.
How's that for
if
communication?
It's boring.
No, it was interesting till the end. Yeah, so we're going on vacation. I can't wait to come back with a new episode. I'm sure we're gonna have so many stories, make so many memories, and I'm very excited about our trip. And I gotta go pack now. Okay.
I read your quote.
All right.
And I gotta pick up dinner.
Just yawn on air. All right. Happiness always looks small while you hold it in your hands, but let it go and you learn at once how big and precious it is.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening. Bye.